everyone, Amanda here from scrimpingmommy.co.uk. Today I'm going to share with you how I made my beautiful butterfly embellishment. I made it just before Christmas for a crafty swap that I was doing with a friend, and I did come and I shared it on my social media, but I didn't actually do a tutorial. Basically because I don't like die cutting on camera. But I thought today, well, basically I'm wanting to make some more and I'm die cutting anyway, so I thought why not come on and share this with you. So it's Beauty Abounds is the stamp set, and that is a 13-piece one, and the thinlets, I believe there's 20 in this set, which is pretty good. Butterfly Beauty, so you can purchase them separately or you can purchase them together. You know, as always with Stampin' Up, if they come together it's 10% cheaper. It's an awesome set. It really is stunning, and I'm gonna just use the thinlets I think today, because I want to show you how beautiful that these butterflies are. They're proper beautiful. Now what I always do with mine is, well, generally I think I have here, yeah, I take them off the sticker always, and I do just keep my dies in the packets they come in. It's nice and sturdy, it's labelled, it's got the order number on, you know. I don't feel any need to do anything different than that. And then these go in a box, in an old Stampin' Up card box at the side of my big shot, and they're there when I need them. Some people put the corresponding dies in with their stamps. I don't do that because sometimes I'll use dies for other things, not just with the stamps. So if they're put away in other forms of storage or they're in the back of the stamps, I forget about them and I don't use them. And this is absolutely beautiful. So you've got these two pieces here. And basically you can cut them and use them as standalones, or you can cut them and then layer them, and that is the most stunning effect because then you get a two-tone. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you the best way to do it. So I'm going to use Very Vanilla and Coastal Cabana. So I'm going to have Very Vanilla as my background, and then I'm going to inlay it with Coastal Cabana. Okay, so basically what you do is figure out how much card you need, because you need loads. So we're going to just trim that card to fit what we need. So let's just do one, and I mean, if you want to get your ruler out and measure it, but what I do is I put the card on my trimmer and then I have a look, and it wants cut into about the 5-inch mark. Okay, so if I cut it to 5, cut it that way. This is a scrap piece, so if I've not cut it perfect, it really doesn't matter. So 5 inches by, and the reason I'm cutting to size is because I'm going to use, in fact I could probably cut that a bit smaller. Let me just trim a bit more off. I reckon I could cut it to about there. Move it up. There. Okay. So what's that? 4 1/4. Okay, and then let's see how long we need it. And the reason I'm cutting it precise is because I'm going to use our self-adhesive sheets. So 5 and, will I get a bit more? About 5 7/8. I've forgotten to put my phone on silent. Of course I have. So 4 1/4 by 5 7/8. 4 1/4 by 5 7/8. So if we do the 5 7/8 first, 5 7/8 and 4 1/4. So then I've got good sizes without wasting, and it's not really the card that I'm worried about because I have loads of card. It's these that I'm trying to be frugal with, and these are the self-adhesive sheets. So what you do is, here we go. So I'm going to just sit down to do this. Bear with me. I'm having a bit of a crafty, just a bit of a play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, you stick that on, have I done that right? Yeah. So where it says peel here, you peel it back. Okay, and then you've got a small lip there that isn't sticky. So what I do is I use that and I jut my card up against it to help me just stick that on there. Okay, and then I'm going to just peel it back a bit more, and I'm just going to add my very vanilla on there. Okay, so I'm going to just trim that off. I need some larger scissors, which of course I cannot find, so let me just, if I trim that to there, then I know where I'm cutting. So I'll trim that off now. This is how I do it. There's probably an easier way of doing it that makes more sense, but this is how I do it. And then I've still got that and I've not wasted it. That goes in the bin. Okay, so I do need my larger scissors now to trim that off. I'm not using my paper snips because I don't want that sticky on my paper snips. Okay, right. And then what you do is you put that through your Big Shot, and then you will be able to peel that backing off. Can you see how it's leaving the sticker? Give it a good old press. Where's my bone folder? Give that a good old press to make sure that that adhesive sheet is nice and firmly on your card. If I'm rocking the camera, I do apologise. Okay, so let me just peel that back now and see if it's, and that's attaching nicely and it's peeling off cleanly now. Okay, so just check. If it's coming and it's like peeling back and the glue is peeling back, just go and give it a rub. Give it a magic rub. Right, so what I'm going to do now is another thing I don't do very often on camera, and that is I'm going to bring in my Big Shot. So it will absolutely make my table rock. I do apologise. I've got some new plates as well. Look at that. Anybody that follows me will have seen the same plates being used for probably about 2 or 3 years. And I've got some more. So I have just put a little mark on one of them, and I'm going to make sure that this is always my top plate so that it's nice and clear and I can see. So I'm using the full sandwich. Mine is one with one of these platforms with all the layers that lift up and stuff. And then I'm going to put my cardstock on there. I'm just going to trim that actually because I don't want that sticky icky there going on my Big Shot plates. So yeah, that's a paper bit. Don't if you've got any of that sticky sheet protruding, you might just want to trim it off. And if you do get any sticky on your scissor blade, you can get it off with rubbing alcohol or surgical spirits. Okay, so sticky side, that's the self-adhesive sheet down on my plate, and then I'm having this one, aren't I? Can you see, am I even in shot? Yeah. So this then goes cut inside down. Okay, and as you can see, that fits nicely. I'm just going to put my top plate on, and then I can roll it through, so I'll have to stand up. Ooh, I hate that cracking sound, but it's nothing to worry about. It's just it just does it. I'm sharing my brand new plates with you now. Let me just, my mat's moving. What I always do is I always go through and then I always go back again. Always. Because sometimes you just want to make sure you've got all of that detail and that it's cut it all out. So that's that one. Well, let's have a look. If it's cut all the way through. Just check, see if it's cut all the way through. I honestly think that that could do with running through again. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add, I'm just lean over to my desk, I'm going to add another piece of cardstock, just because we're cutting that self-adhesive sheet as well. I think it does just need a little shim. So there's a tip for you. Okay, so we'll cut that all the way through. So check underneath that it's cut through, and if it hasn't, put it straight back on the plate and run it through again with just a thin sheet of card. Should do it fine. You don't want it too thick because you want to be able to turn the handle. Okay, let's have a look. Has that cut all the way through now? So now I can see, yeah, because it's coming off absolutely easily. That has definitely cut all the way through. So I'll put that to one side, and I'm going to do my next one, which is my Coastal Cabana. So if I put that on my big shot, sticky side down, and put my beautiful, these are just beautiful. Now, it is one big statement piece, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 butterflies there. You can use it as is, as one big statement piece. And my plates have got marks on now. You can use it as is, like I say, as one big statement piece, or you can, and this is what I'm going to do, cut them up. And then you're getting 5 butterflies for the price of 1. So although on the pack it says you've got 20 thinlets, you can extend that 20 to 24 by cutting up this large piece. Okay, so you're getting more for your money, and it makes it more versatile as well. Having that one big large piece will look beautiful on a card. But you know, that's a one-trick pony, isn't it? If you cut them up, you've got more versatility, and you can put the butterflies and arrange them in a different format, and you can do what you want with them. Has that cut all the way? There we go, that's done all the way through, so I can move my big shot now. For now, I'll just put it to one side because we're going to cut something else in a moment. Right, so there you go, you've seen it live. I advise you add a shim, unless you use, well, that's what I've done anyway. Sometimes you do just have to play with things, you know, because you can get advice from people all day long, but if you've got a different kind of die cutting machine, or it doesn't have the same sandwiches that mine's got, then you know, your experience is going to be different. Okay, just carefully removing it from the die. It removes quite easily, not difficult at all. Okay, and then there's just them few little bits left in, which if you've got one of those brushes, you can brush it out, or I'm just going to poke it out. Okay, so that's one, and then we'll remove the second. Look how easily that comes out of there now. It's like a knife through butter. It's awesome, and that is a difference that you get with good quality dies. You don't have to faff about with them. Oh, this one has got quite a lot of intricate bits as well, though. But I find it quite therapeutic knocking all the little bits out. You know, I'll often sit and do them when I've got my YouTube on, or I'm watching a little bit of BBC iPlayer, catching up on Luther. If anybody in the UK has been watching Luther, it's just amazing. I am convinced that she's still not dead. And if you watch it, you'll know what I mean. It's going to be like Dallas. It's all going to have been a dream. Right, so I'm just going to have to... I don't have one of those brush things to knock all of the pieces out. So I just use my pokey tool. It doesn't take that long. it's not a big deal. Sometimes you can just flick them like that and they just pop out. Other times they just need that little bit more help. So I will just pop all of these out and then I will come back rather than you sitting and watching me for 15 minutes. I'll time how long it takes me. I won't be long. Okay, so we're back. Now, the bottom part, I have left the adhesive sheet on the back because obviously I don't know what I'm sticking it to just yet. And what I did find when I was doing the other piece was that once you remove your adhesive sheet, if you can see there, it clings all those little tiny bits to it. So in reality, I had very little extra work to do because as you can see, a lot of those little finicky bits have stuck to that strip anyway. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to layer this one on top of that one, and then I'll be able to cut it into parts and then remove the backing from which parts I'm using, and then the rest of these bits will come out. But as it stands now, I'm leaving all of these little bits in and I'm leaving the backing sheet on, okay? And I'm just starting at one end with one butterfly, and if I get that one lined up first and I get it lined up nicely, the theory would be that the rest will follow. Now for those antennae, I don't know what plural of antennas is, antennae. I'm just going to use my poker tool to help me. So like I say, if I can just get that edge lined up, there we go. It's not difficult, you just need to just take a few seconds to make sure you've got it lined up nicely. And if it's not lined up absolutely perfect, it absolutely doesn't matter because it just looks like it's been offset and it looks even more awesome. So it don't actually matter. And the good thing about these, because they're layered as well, another benefit of this is that you've got a sturdy little butterfly there. It's not going to be insignificant and bend and, you know. And then you just press that, get it all pressed down. If you don't press it all down straight away, then you've got time to raise it and move it if needs be. And then once you're happy, give it all a good press. And that is all beautifully stuck down. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to use this larger butterfly here for my embellishment. So I'm just going to very carefully, following the lines of the butterfly, I'm going to remove the other ones. So now that can be put to one side. The sticky sheet covering is still on the back, so that can be saved until I'm ready to use it. Just trim that one. Use very sharp scissors and you know you can trim it off, and that has not spoiled that butterfly at all. Let me just put them there. You'll have to excuse my dressing gown if it goes in the shot of the camera. I do suffer from fibromyalgia, so if it's cold I feel it really badly, and sometimes I'll feel cold even when it's boiling. So I will often sit in with my dressing gown on. I am dressed with my dressing gown on to keep me warm so that I don't suffer. So I'm not lazy, I am dressed. Today I am. Right, so there we go. So we have got our 5 butterflies. Now obviously I could now stick them on a card however I want. I don't have to have it in the format it comes. I can also have 5 separate butterflies on 5 separate projects if I so desire. Okay, so there you go. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to remove the backing of that, and it should just... actually, for this actual project that I'm doing, I didn't need to have sticky on the back because I'm not putting it on a card. But never mind, you live and learn. I could have left it. So I'm just poking out those extra bits. It really doesn't take long at all. I like doing it, me. I could sit here all day poking little bits out of dies. I like it. And they come out pretty easy. Okay, have I got them all? Just a couple there. And there. There we go. Okay, I think I've got them all. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Wow, outstanding. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut myself a nice base to attach this onto. So, like I say, I didn't need to have the sticky back, but never mind. Never mind. So I'm going to get some more of my cardstock in the two colours. And I'm going to use a layering ovals. In fact, let's see if we can find one where I can then stick that butterfly down. On my original one, I had the wings bent up. I didn't have it on flat. I'm not sure. I can't decide what I'm going to do yet. So I quite like that. Yeah, I'll have that one. And I love the layering ovals because you've got all sorts of different shapes. You've got scalloped edged ones, and then you've got your normal plain ones, and they obviously all layer inside each other as well. So we're having those two. So let me just put them there. Let me just quickly measure these. So that one is the 2 3/4, and that one is 2 1/2. Okay, so bring my big shot back in. I'll be able to cut these both at the same time, I think. And that's my platform. Where is the other? Where's the other platform? What have you done with it? You've moved it. It's here. My desk's a hot mess, honestly. Right, so these will both fit on at the same time. I can cut them both at the same time. I'll just cut that. Oops, I've got some of that sticker on my scissors. Okay, put that on there. So I'm having Coastal Cabana for the outside, and then I'm going to have my Very Vanilla. Will that fit? Yeah, if I put it that way, I'll get 2 out of it. My Very Vanilla is going to be the inside. Now, another thing you can do is you can then emboss the Very Vanilla layer. I won't do that to you. I won't make you wait while I emboss it. This is moving. There we go. I just thought I'd come and do some die cutting with you, and then you can realise why I don't do it very often on my videos. Because it makes my table rock and it takes forever. That's why I normally have them already made, but there you go. Right. So let's just move all of that hot mess out of the way onto the floor. And I'll deal with that later. Right. Now all we need to do is literally, I think I'm just going to ink that actually. I've got my Coastal Cabana ink. I love how the colours coordinate just so easily. And I am just going to dab off, I'm just going to gently ink the edge of that, because I just like inked edges. I think it just looks pretty. And I'm going to add some to the edge of that. It just adds a little hint of darkness because you're adding ink. Even though they're the same shade, it will just show ever so slightly because it's sinking into the cardstock. Okie doke. There we go. And I think making your own embellishments like this will just add to any project. You can sit and you can make a few at once and have them sat ready. Or like I say with this one, you've already got 5 butterflies. all done and ready to go. So if I put that on there like so, and that just layers beautifully in the middle. There we go. And then I get my butterfly and I put my thumb up there and I just bend them wings back, and all I have to do is just add that in the centre of there like so, just on an angle. Okay, I'll press one wing down and that is done, and it's ready to go. It's ready to go on a box, or it's ready to go on even on a card, or a bag or anything. And I think that is really lovely. I just wanted to show you how lovely these are to make, and I can now go away and do another 4 projects with those thinlits. I hope that helps. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you again soon. Thanks for crafting and chatting with me today. Bye for now.